check
there.
Oh, there it is.
And then we'll pull Hans out so we can introduce him properly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right now, everybody can make sure that their audio is working.
Oh, we're already live, aren't we?
We are.
Can you guys do 3-part harmony?
Oh, goodness.
Okay.
Yeah.
You mean Brian and I?
If you go, hello.
Maybe not. Try again.
There's the answer to your question, Juan. Yes.
Ever hear a duck die in slow motion?
Hans Fiene is with us tonight. Say something, Hans.
Hi, guys.
See?
I'm glad to be here. I'm honored that you would invite me on to your show.
That'll change shortly.
He's obviously not seen the show before.
Exactly.
He's young.
I watched a couple minutes of a previous one, so I think ready.
And you're still throwing the word honored around like it's appropriate.
You know we're
not excited.
I'm going to start the theme song, guys.
There's our song. One of our songs.
This is when he finds out it's not Joe Rogan's podcast.
He says too many swear words. I wouldn't have come on.
This is a Joe Rogan podcast.
Joe Rogan Experience.
All right, I'm going to duck out of the stream. Have a good show.
Bye, producer.
Bye.
There she goes. There she goes. I thought she'd never leave.
Does anybody know all the lyrics to this yet?
We should do a music video and put the lyrics up on
it. John Thomas with a guitar.
What's up, Kara?
Here we go. Are you ready for the show?
Luke McKinney.
Tell your friends to get on YouTube.
There's Sydney. I'm glad you're here, Sydney. We're going to hear your voice tonight. Jeff Lane. Dakota. All right.
Let's pronounce everyone's name.
I have no idea who that is.
Carl and Triken.
He's making liberal use of the silent letters. All right, so we're gonna bring. Are we taking Hans down so we can introduce him proper? I'm not trying to tell the producer how to do her job, but she needs to do her job. Oh. Hey, everybody! Welcome to SCQS, Starving Comics Quarantine Show. My name is John. That's Brian. Wave, Brian. And that's Juan.
Yeah, unpredictable.
You wouldn't know it from tonight's name. We are so happy that you're here. We've got an amazing show tonight. So it'll fall right in line with the other shows that we've done up to this point on the amazing scale. And we need to get quickly into it because we have a bunch of things that we have to cover. And so before we bring Hans out, I would like to do that like immediately, but we have other housekeeping things that we have to do, as you know. So, Brian, we've got a scavenger hunt this week.
Okay, I'm ready.
Is that cool?
I'm ready.
Okay. So we're going to bring up the scavenger hunt thing, and some of you who were here last week are going to notice that there's some similarities between this week's scavenger hunt and what we did last week. So if you want to put the first thing out, here's how the scavenger works. Scavenger hunt. You're supposed to go and find people who match these criterions. So you need to go and find somebody who matches this and have them actually come to the live stream. Okay. Don't just send them a note and say, hey, you're one of these people. And then you guys can share a laugh and a moment together. That doesn't do us any good. We need people to come to the live stream. And so if you know somebody who uses this phrase, somebody who says Ewans, and I got this last week and I want to play it for you.
Hey, John, it's Ewans. not Ewins.
Did you hear that?
It's Ewan.
Yuns.
It's Ewan.
It's Yuns, not Ewins. And that was sent to me on our Telegram group by somebody who apparently knows how it's supposed to be pronounced. I didn't get his credentials.
Scholar of Midwest.
A scholar of Midwestern
Colloquialism.
vernacular, right? But did you hear the way he said it? Did you hear the
anger and hate in his
yeah?
Angst.
That's how I took it.
John.
Did it seem like that to you, Brian? That
John, it's Ewan, not Ewan.
John.
Yeah. Okay. John.
That's
It's
like
Ewan.
almost wife disappointment level.
Yeah.
John.
It's the
Why
big
is the
sigh.
trash in the kitchen?
Mhm. And I,
Toilet seats up.
Dakota outed him. I
John.
wasn't going to say who it was.
Oh.
All right. Next up is somebody. So if you know somebody who says yuns, then invite them to the show. If you know somebody who has a bowling trophy, have them come to the show. A bowling trophy. Any place will do. Doesn't have to be first place. And then somebody who can recite at least 3 letters of the alphabet on a single belch. And the reason that one is still in here is because we had somebody that did it last week, and I was duly impressed. The producer's going to throw that up here, but listen to this. We got this in the email last week.
It's forthcoming.
ABC, it's not that hard. Come on. Why don't you do it? Because I can't, but you can. For you, it's not that hard. Thank you.
Now, what's truly impressive about that is that apparently that was a girl that did that. Could you have guessed that?
Wow.
I wouldn't have. Probably not.
No. So is it sexist of me to
I would
assume?
not.
Yeah. That
Well,
it's
I think it was the
To
tone.
add honor and extra you were extra impressed just because you were more than impressed that it was a girl. You're saying that's sexist?
yeah. To assume that it was. I just assumed that it would be a male that would fit that criterion of being able to belch 3 letters of the alphabet. And I just wondered if that was appropriate to make that assumption, or if I should, retract that.
It's not the norm.
Yeah,
I would say it's
definitely not the norm.
extraordinary.
Yeah.
And I also, maybe in the future we can have them articulate, enunciate the letters a little crisper as a belch. That would be like a bring it up a level,
competition.
Bam.
Alphabet competition. Where we it just sounds like we're putting like Westminster dog show rules on I love the roundness. I like the roundness of your R's.
I like
They
the
were
way
very robust.
It just flowed so nicely.
I like that Brian was critical of the enunciation on the belch. I couldn't quite make out that 3rd letter.
Yeah, I was like, is that a ABC or is that just like a really long A? That was impressive, though. I can't do that.
All right, so that's the
the King's English that hurt.
that's the quarantine, or that's the scavenger hunt for this time. Now I see Andrew came in. Good. All right, so I'm glad that he's here. First of all, before we do anything else, the Sub Sloth is back up again this week. And so if you have not subscribed to us on YouTube, if you're still watching on Facebook, this is not a problem yet, but it's going to be a problem in your life because we're going to stop broadcasting to Facebook Live. You'll be relegated to watching the highlights and the dregs of the show, the things the scraps that are left over.
And what kind of life is that? That is no life to live.
No,
Of course, quarantine show. That's what you want.
Well, that's why I'm saying it. I'm saying it now. So you guys need to get over to the YouTube channel, and I think we can throw that link up. and subscribe there, because we'll be going live to YouTube and not to Facebook very soon. Okay, so that's that. Also, the show last week was a train wreck for a number of reasons, and that's what we're going to get into. We've got a lot of housekeeping to do on last week's show. First of all, we got a letter last week, and Andrew, you should listen to this. He's backstage, so he can hear this. Yeah, and so the letter, if you want to bring that up, Ms. Producer. This came in the email, and I asked for our listeners to go ahead and send us hate mail to Andrew for not being here last week. and we got some of that too. And so there it is. First of all, I wanted proof that I knew someone who could burp the alphabet, and that was what we already heard. Also, I would like to address Andrew's absence. The fact that you lied in the description of this week's Starving Comics Quarantine show is appalling.
Whoa.
The only reason I sat through your "When Would You Eat This" segment is because I thought I would be rewarded with an Ocarina serenade. I feel cheated and slightly abused as you stole 15 minutes from my life. I expect a formal apology from you within 2 business days. You should feel ashamed of yourself. It's been a little longer than 2 days, but this is the formal apology that we are issuing. First of all, Andrew was not here last week, and I apologize for that. And as far as the "When Would You Eat It" segment, that is a whole thing in and of itself that we're going to address soon. So without further delay, let's bring Andrew Brandon up into the stream. And let's get hey Andrew. All right, let's knock out this ocarina. Let's knock out this ocarina solo. Because they've been waiting a week.
Okay.
Yay, poop shoes.
No one else is gonna get that but my family. You know something? I just realized it's in my living room.
Yeah.
So I'll have to go I'll have to go get it.
You had one job. Okay, go get it.
What's that?
And it's not like the show just started.
Right. He's been there forever. All right, you guys. While he's out of the room, if you feel like you want to send more hate mail for his ill-preparedness, then do that. It's SCQS at johnbrandon.com. Address it to Andrew. All right, what are you going to play for us, Andrew?
I don't know. What should I play?
Play something from the Zelda games. Something that you know.
You got to name it by name, or else I can't.
The main theme.
What's that?
The main Zelda theme.
I can't do that one.
All right. Can you?
Is that what's going to happen? We're going to keep listening.
This is so great.
I'm just messing. I actually do have a song. It's okay. One moment.
Let's go.
I got it. Wow, I have not practiced that in a long time.
All right, Gerudo Sandstorm. Can you do that?
Of course I can.
All right, knock that out, and then we'll let you go.
Should I continue? Because it's just that.
Just cracked my glasses.
Oh yeah, sorry about that. It's very high quality mic.
No, that's good enough. We met the legal quota for ocarina solos.
I was gonna say though, all anger should be pacified now that ocarina is such a peaceful instrument.
It's defaulting to my webcam microphone. I'm sorry, everybody. Rest in peace, everyone.
We really did.
Yeah. Well, it was. Oh. How many ocarinas do you have, by the way? Every time you play an ocarina solo, it's a different instrument.
I got this one, and I got one second.
You got to take one on the road with you.
It's in here somewhere.
If you're in a Wendy's
Here it is.
and you need an Ocarinas, you got to have.
You mean you had an ocarina underneath your desk and you went all the way to the living room to get one?
That one.
Personally, if I had got that one, I wouldn't have been able to run all the way to the living room.
Right.
Missing out on all that excellent cardio.
Okay.
And,
Right.
and this one is actually easier to play. There was reason behind that. And I still messed it up, so imagine what it would have been like for this one.
Well, I would imagine sprinting is very helpful when playing a wind instrument.
Yeah.
So,
It gets my breath prepared.
okay, good.
You're a good boy, Andrew. Thank you for that.
Thanks,
Okay.
Andrew.
All right, we'll do it again sometime. Peace out.
It was beautiful.
There he goes, ladies and gentlemen. Probably to prepare some sort of bachelor meal using ramen noodles and honey. Locally grown honey.
How do you guys know the names of the tunes, though? I just know that's from Zelda. I didn't know it was it Gerudo Sandstorm or
because Andrew is my son. That's how I know.
Okay.
Well, Darude Sandstorm is a techno.
Oh, that's
song
right. That's right. I should know my memes.
from
Sorry.
the 90s.
All right. So moving along, we have another apology that we need to issue before we take another step, and this is something that happened behind the scenes a few weeks ago, and we're going to reveal a little something about Brian April that many of you may not know, but he feels things very deeply. And so, do you have that first clip with Gary Varvel? A few weeks, I'll set this up. We had a cartoonist on here, Gary Varvel, and he is a syndicated cartoonist, a legit cartoonist. He's way more talented than this show probably deserves, but he came on anyway. And he was doing an interview, and Brian asked him a question, and I've got a clip here from it. Have you got it? All right, go ahead and play that clip.
Since we have a real legitimate,
This is my good side.
that was in the newspapers. Can I have a burning question that I have to ask? Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Which is the more unfunny comic strip, Family Circus or Kathy? Which one did you look at and go, oh?
All right, Brian, now tell them how you felt about that even weeks later.
I felt awful about that because I felt I was going to, because he said he knows people who draw one of those awful cartoons, whatever those terrible ones are. I think it's Family Circus. And I felt terrible for that. And so I contacted John immediately after the show, like as soon as we wrapped. And I was like, oh, I shouldn't have said that. I feel so bad. And I apologized to him as well.
Mm-hmm.
And
You still said it was terrible. Just
right. Well, I told
sorry that they're bad.
I told Gary about it. I said, Gary, Brian feels really bad. And he said, about what? And I said, about that question he asked you. And he said, what question? So Brian was like, Brian's obsessing about it for weeks. I just feel terrible. I feel like I ruined the whole show. Brian felt like he felt like he destroyed comedy. He felt like he wiped comedy off the face of the planet with that show. With
Everyone's a robot now because of Brian.
All right. And so Brian, I wanted him to have an opportunity to do a formal apology to everybody for that. And so go ahead, Brian.
Thank you. First and foremost, I want to apologize for having to apologize. So I'm very upset over this. I apologize officially for that rude and hateful and insensitive comment and question about those terrible cartoons. But I also would like to apologize again for this segment and for some of the previous times I've stepped on John when he's telling a joke or a story, or Jawan when I try to tease and make a joke and it doesn't go well. I also would like to take this opportunity to apologize for a few weeks ago when John wasn't here and we just bashed him for an hour and 15 minutes. And the hateful comment that I saw that outweighed the thousands of positive ones. And I felt really terrible for allowing that to happen. And so I got a couple more. I also would like to apologize to my fifth grade class for having a third slice of pizza in the pizza party.
Oh, that's not
so
cool.
I apologize for that. A couple more. And a few more. High school, yeah, we'll let all that go. But yes, I just want to apologize to everybody and know that if I've done something to offend you or I haven't done something to offend you, it's still all my fault, and I'm very sorry.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks, Brian.
I feel better.
Now, there's one other thing that we have to do before we bring Hans up, and it's this. This happened last week. This was a segment that I thought up, and it was called "When Do We Eat That?" And we've got a little clip from that. Now, understand that this is just a very short clip of "When Do We Eat That?" But you weren't here for this, Juan, were you?
No, I don't even know about this. All I know is that anger email about Andrew mentioned that the only reason they watched it was because of Andrew. So I want to see this.
Right. They were mad about this. This is the thing that this may have driven anyway. All right, I'm going to play this clip, and then we'll talk about it afterwards. Annatto for color, carrageenan, soy lecithin, natural flavor, cocoa, salt, whey. Okay, whey. W-H-E-Y, spices, garlic, honey, olive oil, salt, right? Ricotta, spinach, squash, zucchini, mushrooms, carrot. All right. That's enough. That's enough, isn't it?
I think so.
Okay. Okay, so he goes, that thing went on for like 15 minutes. 15 minutes. The bit was I was reading ingredients from items in your pantry. I was reading them backwards, and he had to try to guess what the item was before I got to the first ingredient. In my mind, I thought it was going to be really fun, but it was.
It was not.
Yeah. And so, even though it was my idea, even though it was my idea, I'm going to make Brian apologize for allowing it to go on that long.
He should, yeah.
Again, I officially want to apologize. I had the opportunity to speak up, and spare everybody.
Hey, you could have stopped it. You're right.
I could have. And
you were there.
I think of all those people that they'll never get that 15 minutes back. And the pain I felt inside, knowing that we were dying a slow, extremely painful death. And I could have just said, stop. And I didn't. And I feel complicit in that.
Oh, yeah.
And so I forever apologize to you, the fans, that decided to come back and give us another chance. So, and I apologize to John for making him look bad, for not laughing, because I could have done something or told him to stop. I've been thinking about this all week, and I'm just really sorry.
Yeah, that's okay, right. Brian. Appreciate that, though.
I think I have a new favorite segment on this show. Yes! No matter what happens now, it's Brian's fault. That's what we're trying to establish this week.
Good Samaritan law got you on that bit. Like you just stood by and did nothing.
It's Brian's fault unless it succeeds. And if it succeeds, somebody else's fault. All right, that's enough horsing around, you guys.
What?
All right, get serious now.
How dare you?
Ladies and gentlemen, joining us this week on the SCQS show is a guy who I've been stalking for quite a while on Twitter and on his website. He does a thing called Lutheran Satire. And if you haven't been to Lutheran Satire, you just look it up. Just type Lutheran Satire into Google, or DuckDuckGo would be better because then they wouldn't track you. And you will go to his website, and you will find that it is one of the greatest things that you will find on the internet. So, ladies and gentlemen, You know how this works. You make all of your silent applause emojis, fill up the comment sections for Mr. Hans Fiene. Ladies and gentlemen, Hans Fiene.
Slam
There
your
he is.
keyboards.
Hey guys, how are you?
Hey, man, how's it going?
I'm doing well. How are you guys? I got a little bit of a halo above me, so I'm trying to put that.
I don't
didn't
know.
work.
It's J.J. Abrams, right? Got a lens flare.
Yeah, we got a lot of lens flares going on here.
I thought that was because you were Lutheran.
That is true.
It's
Yes.
halo.
We get those in our baptism. Yeah.
The purity is spilling into the internet.
Yeah. That's it.
All right, I wanted to clear up a couple of things real quick, Hans, since some of our viewers have maybe never seen a Lutheran before.
Right. Yeah.
A wild Lutheran.
And they're not normally this handsome.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, that's not one of the questions, but I'm glad you cleared that up.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I've got a few questions here, and I wonder if you will affirm or deny them. Okay.
Okay.
So you can either affirm or deny.
Right.
Lutherans are named for Martin Luther and not Lex Luthor. Affirm or deny?
I'm gonna have to plead the fifth on that one. No, that's an affirm.
This is not a court we desire and
Yeah. No. Yeah. Well, we're not Lutherans. We're Lutherans. So yeah, Lutherans are a whole different thing. We split off with them about 75 years ago.
Right after the whole kryptonite thing.
Yeah, the kryptonite controversies.
Lutherans. Now you're going to have me saying it that way. Lutherans are immune to mosquito bites. Affirm or deny?
This is kind of the thing that you guys all think we're from the Midwest because historically speaking, that is correct. So yes, historically, although most Lutherans in the world right now, at least actual like church-going Lutherans, so if we kind of discount all of the state church Lutherans in Scandinavia who don't ever go to church, of actual church-going people, most of them are in Africa right now, and so no, they sometimes get malaria. Thanks for bringing that up. That was a bit
I'll have Brian apologize for that.
Oh yeah.
All right, a couple more. If any of you watching have a question for a Lutheran that you would like him to affirm or deny, you can throw it in the comment section. If our producer likes it, then she'll put it up on the screen.
Are Baptist Christians?
Rabbits?
Baptists.
Oh, was that with a B? Baptist. Okay, Baptists can certainly be Christians. Baptists, however, are outside of the kingdom.
Right. Okay.
So, just to follow up on Joanne's question, what about rabbits?
I wish I had a good joke for that, but no, rabbit cannot.
What about Brian's rabbit when he was a kid?
No, your rabbit went to hell.
I'm sorry, I should have taken
your parent told you he went to a farm, but he definitely went to hell.
Absolutely. All right. Lutheranism is an excellent source of vitamin C. Affirm or deny?
Vitamin D, not so much vitamin C. You will still get scurvy if you don't eat your oranges and read the Martin Luther Small Catechism. So you got to do both.
All right, and then last one. Actually, I have several more, but I don't want to make the same mistake I made last week and go on too long. Lutherans breathe air and bear live young like other mammals. Affirm or deny?
This is actually false. Well, I didn't. Yeah. So our children actually spawn on when you if you spill some baptismal water on the floor of our sanctuary. It's like like in Gremlins, they just kind of pop up from the floor. It's really great.
That's incredible.
See, you see why I wanted to ask these questions? Yeah, because people don't know. They don't know
common
this stuff.
Misconception. Right. Yeah.
Do they transform after midnight if you feed them?
Yes, if you feed them after midnight, they turn into Presbyterians. So we really have to be careful about that. Yeah. That can get messy.
And Presbyterians are descended from Lex Luthor.
That is correct. Yes.
All right.
Figures.
That
answers a lot of questions, actually.
Now, Hans actually confided in me. I don't know if it was a confession, But you're dabbling or wanting to dabble in stand-up. Is that correct?
I wanted to try some. Yeah.
He wants to try stand-up, you guys. Now, Brian, tell him about how awesome it is to do stand-up online.
Stand-up online is probably the most painful thing you will ever do in your life. First and foremost, you must apologize in advance to the audience.
Yeah.
You have no feedback, no messes with your rhythm. And if you ever are feeling good about yourself and you want to get rid of that, do stand-up online.
So if you're knowing that, if you want to do stand-up, I would love to hear it.
Yes. Okay.
So what do you need from us as far as a setup or an intro?
I don't need anything. Just whenever I'm ready.
Yeah, whenever you're ready.
All right, hold on.
Well, you got to introduce him, John. You got to give him the.
I asked.
Like at the open mics, you go, ladies and gentlemen, very funny guy, Fiene.
Okay, I'll do that. You ready?
Open mic intro.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, coming to the stage next, a very funny guy. He tours clubs and colleges all across the country. Put your hands together for Fiene, everybody.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, that's a good open. It's a good micer crowd look.
And all my life, I wanted to be a stand-up comedian. I grew up and I just love stand-up. Just guys like Jerry Seinfeld, like Brian Regan, Mitch Hedberg, all those guys. I wanted to be exactly like them when I was younger. But here's my problem. So I have like crippling stage fright, and just every time I get up on stage to try to do stand-up, I'll grab the mic and I just freeze. Like I can't make the words come out. And I thought about this for a while, but I think I finally came up with a solution. So here's what's going to happen. So I just recorded my set here on my phone, and I'm just going to play that now. So I know that this is a bit different from what you're used to. And, maybe the purists would say that this isn't real stand-up. But, whatever, true comics know that the material is what really matters. And so even if I'm not doing it live, I trust that my material is going to speak for itself. So here we go. Hey, guys, what's up? How you doing? You good? Yes, awesome. Thanks for coming out. Great to see you all here today. So, hey, you guys like old movies? Oh man, I'm a real big fan of old movies. And if you're a big fan of old movies, I bet there's something you've always wondered. What would it be like if Charlie Chaplin woke up late for work? Well, if he did, I think it would go a little something like this.
It's true. It's funny because it's true.
I love the fact that he's actually recorded this much silence.
Well, you got to commit to the bit.
Yeah.
He's still late for work.
It's theater of the
I
mind.
would do that too.
This isn't far off from most open micers as far as the number of jokes.
It's already better than when would we eat that?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Love the pause.
It just needs a dryer. Like a dryer on stage.
Nope. It needs nothing.
This is brilliant.
It's very Andy Kaufman.
You guys want something to drink? I'll go to the bar.
Tip the waitstaff. I'm picturing the kids in the audience going, Charlie Chaplin, what? Who? Keeper. That's a keeper, producer.
If anybody's timing this, is it 4 minutes? Has it been 4 minutes and 33 seconds yet?
What's up?
It's gonna the light.
Just turn it down.
Recording my set right.
And when,
You're not doing that Charlie Chaplin routine, are you?
Yeah, why?
Because nobody can see you.
Oh shoot.
Do something happen to yourself.
I don't have it ready. I don't have time. But do you think if I just pretend like I did this on purpose, like I was doing like an anti-comedy bit, do you think that would work?
No, it won't.
I think it'll work. It'll work.
No.
Why don't you support me in the things that I want to do?
I will.
Okay, guys. Hey, you've been a great audience. I'm on sweet. Have a great night.
Hey. My first ever stand-up bit.
good job.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I
Yeah.
worked really hard on that.
Yeah.
It's got potential.
I tried not
yeah.
to smile while it was going on, but I don't. I can't do it yet. It's my first time though. So if I do it a few more times, I should stop correcting. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to pull focus from the material.
Right.
Right. Yeah. Because it's the material is what matters, right? Is like it's not. You know, I mean, we all listen to comedy albums.
Yeah,
like
I like the object work.
Mm-hmm.
You like the what?
Website for tickets.
Well, I liked your object work. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Yes, thank you.
The way you worked with the space. Yeah.
I think one of the recommendations I would make is if you want to stop.
Actually, my next set is working on a prop comedy. So
if you want to stop smiling, I would try doing it live in front of an actual audience.
No, that was I wanted to. I had back when I was around in college. I had a couple of things that I wanted to try an open mic night. That was one of them. And then I wanted to do a bit where I ran on stage and I was being the roommate of the guy that they called up on stage. And I said he got real sick and he worked so hard on this that I wanted to do his act for him. And then I would start doing his act. And the first joke is just like, so men are like different from women. Like men will do things one way and women don't do it that way. And then I go, he didn't have like a manuscript. It's just like an outline, you know. And then it's like a series of, you know, sexist and racist jokes. And each time you go, oh no, that's okay. He can say that, you know, because he's Asian, or he can say that, you know, because he's a paraplegic. He can say that, you know. So.
No, he can say that because he's dead. Yeah.
Right.
He can joke about death.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's.
You understand that the current climate is the only reason you should do it anyway. Right now is get on stage as soon as you can and do that.
Yeah.
I had a bit that I never actually did, but I thought this would be funny. To go on stage, do the first 5 or 6 minutes of my act, and then say, one of the things that's problematic for us in America now is that we're outsourcing. We're shipping our jobs overseas, and we're outsourcing things, and it's a big problem. But the reason that we do it is because it's so much cheaper, you know, the overseas labor. And so I've actually outsourced the next 5 minutes of my act, and then I was going to leave, and I had this Indian friend that was going to do 5 minutes of my material on a screen.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
nice.
I thought it would be
with a
funny,
headset.
Have him read right from the script, like no inflection, no.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I thought it would be funny, but then I thought, when would we eat this was funny too.
Yeah.
So I'm not feeling hyper confident.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to do something that we've never done before on SKUs, and that is we're going to do a puppet show tonight. Yeah. We're going to do a puppet show. Hans has graciously sent us a script. Now, have you not done this script yet? Or this is a script in production?
Correct. It has not been filmed yet because I kind of want to do it live action, and that's a little bit trickier. And I wrote this a little bit before COVID, I think. So for all of those reasons. So one of these days I'll get there.
Right. Okay. So so for those of you who are watching, this is going to be basically a cold read. Because as difficult as that may be to believe, we haven't actually practiced this. We didn't get together and work this out. So, but we've made our own puppets. I think we have. Does everybody have their puppets? I don't want to make any.
I made a puppet.
Okay. You need a puppet?
That's a great one.
I need to.
So I'm gonna. We're gonna give Brian a chance to set up.
Right?
And so now we're gonna set up and we've also got
background.
Get your background up if necessary, and we also need to change our names, and so we'll do that.
Thank you.
I'm gonna actually play two characters, as is Brian. I'm going to be the producer, and I'm going to be Reverend Jane. Reverend Jane. Okay. And Hans, can you fix Hans, Ms. Producer? He's going to be Pastor Ernst.
Played by Pope Francis. It's a little confusing, but I forgot to get a puppet, and this was in the room.
Pastor Ernst will be played by, I like the Lutheran in parentheses, played by Pope Francis. That's a good bobblehead.
It is.
All right. And then Juan is going to play somebody
How's
else,
that
Father
working
James.
for you? Father James.
Okay.
It's good.
That's working pretty well. Who is that? Is that
David Cross, right?
He's David Cross.
It looks like, it looks like David Cross. Is it?
I wanted a real face. Yes, David Cross. And I have a.
All right, this is where the song would go, and I made a mistake, and it was supposed to be overlaid over that video, but I blew it. So it's, are you looking for a church 'cause you're in a worship lurch? Are you sick of the wait? Then don't hesitate. Come to the video church, mate.
All right, so I just talk into the camera here.
Yeah, that's right. Just tell us your name and church body.
Father James, Catholic.
Reverend Jane, Methodist.
Pastor Martin Augsburg Ernst, Lutheran, like real Lutheran.
Sup? Reverend Jazz here, Episcopal Progressive Branch. Chase, just Christian, no denomination.
Is that Pastor Chase?
No, I don't really like titles. Titles just separate the pastor from the people, you know? I don't want anything separating me from my members, except like my socioeconomic status.
All right, everybody. So tell us why people should pick your church. Oh, I don't know. We love the Lord, and we really don't like fighting. We're friendly and flexible. We're what you'd get if Chick-fil-A had a baby with half of the Apostles' Creed.
Incarnational preaching, sacramentology, liturgical propriety. If you know what these things mean, but inexplicably don't already belong to a congregation exactly like mine, my church is the one for you.
Whenever people come to my church, they say, Chase, you're not like other pastors. You're young. You're relevant. You make cool references to semi-pornographic HBO shows in your sermons. Why should you come to my church? Well, at my church, we won't judge you. We won't condemn you. We won't reject you or hurt you or teach you.
Also, we have a lot of activities for our members. We have knitting club and quilting club. Talk about your feelings club. Do you have any clubs for men? Those are the clubs for men.
Why should you pick the Catholic Church? I mean, we've got everything. We've got the Pope. We've got apostolic succession and tradition. We've got baggage. Oh, we've got a lot of baggage.
Every Sunday, we preach Christ and Him crucified. Every week, God fills us with love and peace and joy. And you would never know that from the way we talk to other people.
So you remember when you were in college and you'd be at a party and you were crying about how your boyfriend was mean to you, and you know how there was that guy who told you to dry your tears, and he'd tell you how you deserve so much better and how beautiful you were and how he would never mistreat a woman like that. And you know how you weren't attracted to that guy at all because he was so desperate and wimpy? We're like the church version of that guy.
We're warm and cozy and a little silly sometimes. We're like if your mom's favorite Christmas sweater became a denomination. So who is welcome at your church? Oh my goodness, everyone is welcome here.
Everyone is welcome here.
Everyone is welcome here.
As our 80-year-olds can tell you, we're a great congregation for the elderly. We're also a great church for younger people in that 70 to 75-year-old range.
Everyone has a home in the Catholic Church. So we'd love for all of you to come and worship with us, pray with us, and, you know, maybe give offerings because we sort of had a bunch of legal expenses lately.
Whatever your background and beliefs, you're welcome with us. If you believe in the rapture, that's great. If you don't, that's great too. If you believe in free will, no biggie. If you're a monergist, also no biggie. If you believe that baptism saves, it doesn't matter. If you believe it's just a symbol, that doesn't matter either. We're not the church that wants to argue about things like this. We're the church that wants to transform people's lives through Christ. And the best way to transform people's lives through Christ is to not waste time explaining what Christ taught about stuff.
If you're tired of the works righteousness of the Catholic Church, we're the church for you. If you're sick of the emptiness of evangelicalism, we're the church for you. If you're the kind of person who can only craft an identity by setting himself up in opposition towards someone else, we are definitely the church for you.
We are the perfect church for wherever you are on your faith walk. It doesn't matter whether you're churched, de-churched, re-churched, pre-churched, pre-re-churched, or post-millennial mid-trib free-churched. We're the right church for the marginalized, for the oppressed. We're the church for the refugees and immigrants and victims of patriarchy.
So you have a lot of those people at your church?
If they could afford to live within like 20 miles of our church, we would.
So really, you should come back to us. I know we've kind of done some bad stuff in the past and recently, like this morning, but we've really committed ourselves to changing things. And by changing things, I mean, we're changing the subject. Like, have you heard about climate change? If you hate climate change, you will love us so much now. You're going to have to hate climate change more than you hate, other stuff, though.
We're the church for people who like making friends.
We're the church for people who don't like church. We're the church for people who don't like God.
We're the church for people who are already the pastor of this church. Smoke puffs emerge from a sensor.
There it is. There it is. Is that incense?
Yes.
Is that incense?
Maybe.
The end.
And scene.
Thanks, guys. That was fun. I liked how for a while Rev Jazz sounded like she was being played by Dusty Rhodes.
I liked how Rev Jane, after she listened to Father James, started to take on a little bit of Irish brogue herself, and I'm like,
It's contagious.
It's contagious. It's contagious, Patrick.
Now there's two Brians.
That worked out. So, if that was a keeper, you guys let us know. Otherwise, we won't know.
It's not your time
I really want ordained David Cross to just occasionally show up on the show from this point now. Whenever things are not going well.
He has to bless it. Oh, I see things aren't going so well, fellas.
Yeah. Let me step in here and
I brought a little bit of holy water for your bit about reading things out of your pantry.
All right. Well, that was great. Thank you for sharing that with us. It was a debut. Can we call it a debut?
It was a debut. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
It's SCQS theater right there in
All
full
right.
swing.
So we've apologized for everything that we were supposed to apologize for. We didn't do our review this week, which is, we can go back and
apologize for it.
Yeah, you probably need to apologize for that too.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I searched really hard and I tried to find good quality content, but I couldn't this week, and I feel like I let you all down, and I'm really sorry.
Yeah. Need to also apologize that I couldn't pull up the piano music fast enough. So if you could apologize for that, and I'll actually have.
Was the piano music coming from you?
Yeah, sorry. Oh wait, no, that's from Brian. Brian, you got to apologize.
I thought Brian was doing that.
We didn't.
No, you have to. Now
you,
Brian. Yeah, you have to apologize that I didn't clear it with John. Yeah, that I didn't play the piano music.
Yeah, I'm sorry we didn't get
I
together pre-show and figure out who was going to do music, and that we're going to have music, and it could have been a lot funnier had we come together. And I'm sorry.
I have one other thing I want to roll by you guys and get your feedback on it, because this struck me as funny this week, and so this is just off the top of my head. This is a off the cuff thing. But you guys remember that there were elephants that painted pictures? Did you guys remember that? That there was a few years ago, the elephants were painting pictures. Did you know that there was some scuttlebutt about the elephants painting pictures, in that there were some forgeries? Did you hear about that? There were forgeries. Yeah, and it was a real thing, that the elephants apparently had some assistance from human people, and that delegitimized the painting, and so the people who bought these elephant paintings, thinking that they were original with the elephant, were a little bit upset because they weren't original elephant paintings. They had been.
I thought you were saying that the elephants painted paintings, but then also other paintings came out, like a band of anteaters or something was trying to pawn it off as elephant paintings.
No, I actually did. I heard about that a while ago, because I know a guy who got one of the fake elephant paintings, and he was so mad because he found out when it wasn't an elephant painting, it was a Jackson Pollock, which is even worse.
Right. Well,
At least the elephant tried.
Jackson Pollock slapping some. How would you know? How would you look at the painting and go, the elephant didn't paint this? Are you kidding
I thought you were
me?
still talking about Jackson Pollock with that. How would you know that that's a fake one?
Same thing. All right, so we've got one other thing. Our producer's going to spring in surprise on us this week. Are you doing that? Our producers, our producers having a great time making up content and not telling us about it, and then just throwing it on screen and having us react to it. And so, I don't know what this is going to be. She's going to put it up, and we'll all find out together.
All right.
Oh, it's Hans's bit.
That's it. That was it. That's the surprise. Is that just make you sit there and stare at the screen?
So while we're waiting for the surprise, people were asking about the movie trivia, so I've added a second screenshot to the movie.
Oh, there's the movie trivia, you guys.
Oh, nobody got it yet?
Nope.
Were they supposed to be?
Do you know it, Hans?
I think. Did I get that one on the first?
You got that last week.
The movie.
Yeah, you got it last week.
I didn't see anything. No, is there a question?
It's in the background. It's in Brian's background.
Am I supposed to guess what movie that is?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, that looks like Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory to me.
No.
I could be wrong about that though. Oh, okay.
That's what I would have guessed.
Yeah.
And then we will do the last.
It's the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
That's check.
Wait. No, I got it.
Mr. Hyde.
It's Lincoln. No, I do know that one. That's Strange Brew.
There you go.
Yeah.
With our beloved Rick Moranis, whom some jerk in New York this week hit in the face for no reason.
Yeah. Did you guys hear that? That Rick Moranis got clocked by some random person in New York.
That I saw. The elephant story I missed, but somehow I got the
But you knew about Rick Moranis.
Sucker punched.
Rick
Do you know
Moranis
do you know why the guy hit him? And because he wanted to steal the elephant painting from him.
Does Rick have one of the originals?
Yeah.
Authentic.
He's actually a lot of people don't know that, but he is he's a big zoo animal art collector. He's got some sculptures by gorillas. I wouldn't recommend getting too close to him, but he has them.
Ashtrays.
It was a Strange Brew, Christine. I got it.
Macrame done by lemurs.
She did say Strange Brew.
All right, I know what this is. Are you gonna?
If you struggle to get your longest, you know your struggle is over. This is Healing, the only detergent used with the cleaning power of helium. You see those bubbles? That's pure helium.
It's not working.
Yeah, the audio is pretty terrible. I'm going to speak up this week.
Oh, I thought it was my internet.
No, it's not working. The audio's bad, and it's upsetting Brian.
It is.
I was going, well, we'll get to the end of it. I'll fake it.
Not too bad.
I thought it was my internet going.
Isn't that? That's a shame. That's a shame that we can't put up another one of my old videos, my old embarrassing videos.
That one looked like it had some production there.
Yeah, I'm a big deal, Juan.
Apparently.
We'll see if we can find that next week. I'm actually kind of proud of that one. It never got as many views as I thought it should get, but we'll see if we can work out the technical details and get ready to go. All right, that's our show for this week, you guys.
That's it.
It was
maybe that could be part of our scavenger hunt next week, though, is to find people who have watched your OxyClean
HeliClean. Yeah,
your HeliClean.
It's a product that uses the power of helium to clean clothes. Was the premise behind it rather than oxygen. I can already tell it's going to be a big hit. Yeah, I'm already sensing that it's going to kill.
Take it to Shark Tank.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for brand new snappy wrap up. Watch how snappy this is this week. Where'd our producer go? Our producer's gone from the whole stream now.
Oh no!
Yeah, that's okay. I'm glad I saw her disappear because it's going to be up to me to roll credits. All right, snappy wrap up this week. If you've not subscribed yet, I assume you don't speak English. JohnBrandy.com. Your support is greatly appreciated and greatly great. It's how we keep producing this show and finding the strength to force Brian to apologize for our mistakes. Become a member, johnbrandy.com. Get over to YouTube and subscribe. Hit the notification bell and you'll be oblivious to when we go live. Remember, we're going to stop broadcasting to Facebook. I'm not kidding. Look at my eyes. I'm deadly serious about that. Get subscribed to the YouTube channel so you don't have to settle for watching highlights of this show like a plebeian. Also, check out ComedyBrian.com for all your Comedy Brian needs and most of your Comedy Brian wants. Comedy Brian contains 300% more Brian than other comedy websites. And for goodness sake, get yourself to a Casting Crowns concert and see Juan DeVivo as he was intended to be seen in 3D. He's much larger in person than he appears on your television screen, unless you're watching on a Jumbotron. And if you're watching on a Jumbotron, then you better become a member of JohnBranyan.com. And that's the snappy wrap-up. I'm John Branyan. There's Juan DeVivo, everybody.
Subscribe.
There's Brian April.
In case you didn't catch it the first 12 times.
There's our special guest, Hans Fiene, everybody.
Yay, Pastor Ernst.
Check out Lutheran Satire. And thanks for spending an hour with us this evening. We'll do it again next week.